Ready, set, go.
Welcome to The Sweet Spot, an Updog podcast. I'm Andrea Morissette.
And I am Jack Fahle, and we are your hosts today.
We are very excited today that we have the one and only Lily Martinez. Woo-woo!
Hello, everybody.
Thank you for being here today, Lily. My dog got very excited about that intro too. He's over here.
I think he remembers Mamba.
Yeah, he wants his girlfriend. He's a small boy. So tell us a little bit about you. Obviously, you're a popular player. A lot of people know, but there's some people that don't. So tell us a little about you, your name, where you're from. Tell us about your dogs.
Well, my name is Lily Martinez. I love Frisbee, clearly. I started with my first coolie a long time ago, probably around not long time, but 6 years ago. And she's the one that got me started into Updog, and that was my introduction to Frisbee. And I got hooked, and since then I just kept getting dogs to play more. I got hooked.
Are you talking about Mamba, yeah?
Actually, I'm talking about Fury. Fury was my first coolie that I imported from Australia. And she's the one, she was a blue merle, short hair coolie. Then she was the one that got me started into Frisbee. And that's how I met Jack and Colleen, the now person that I do all of my local Frisbee stuff with. She's the Jacksonville captain. Yeah.
We love them.
Lily, how did you like coolies? They're not like a super popular, breed or anything. Like what made you, how did you find out about them? What made you say, yeah, I want to get a coolie?
Yeah, so actually while I was living in Montreal, I was studying university there, and I met a coolie. That coolie was just passing through on vacation through Montreal with his owner. And I met the dog and I fell in love with the dog, with the breed. And I started looking into it. And after years of research, then I went for it and I imported it, my first coolie. And after I had Fury, I just fell in love with the breed.
That's really cool. That's not too different than how Kat kind of fell in love with us Aussies, right, Kat?
Yep, exactly. Met one, fell in love, and that was that.
That's your breed.
Yeah.
It's easy when things like that happen,
Right?
No, sometimes you just know.
That was like my biggest
sometimes
takeaway from grad school is I met an Australian Shepherd for the first time, and here we are. So
That's
oh wow! So yeah, our stories are super similar. That's crazy.
yeah.
Oh wow, small world.
Right.
All right. So Dre, today, what are we here to talk about? What's our topic?
We're actually talking about Triple Crown today. That's an event that's coming up. So our 2024 Triple Crown is ready to start. And this lady happens to be one of our Triple Crown rock stars. So we have her here as an expert to talk about that today. So Kat is our other guest today. Kat, everybody knows Kat, but Kat is our admin extraordinaire, running order master of all UpDiff and event things possible. She is the queen. What's the deal with Triple Crown? Like, Kat, tell us a little bit about what Triple Crown is, what makes it different, what is it?
Okay. So the Triple Crown is our once-a-year event where we Updog, although I'll clarify that in a second, pick 3 games that are disc-only games. We don't do any of the crossover games for the Triple Crown. And it's different 3 games every year. And you have to play those 3 games, and you have to play them in whatever order we say that you have to play them in. And then all the results come in like normal, except for the Triple Crown. We compare all the players across the entire world that play in the Triple Crown against one another. And we set divisions based on points and averages and things like that, so that, you can compete in your division against people in Canada and, Colombia if they play, or Australia if they play. And so it's a great way to see directly how you did against teams everywhere on the exact same games, and it's a month long. So we offer it for basically the month of September. This year it's August 31st through September 29th. So clubs sign up to play, and that's kind of the cool thing, is you get to compare yourself against players that are of your similar skill level across the world.
So you mentioned something about divisions, Kat, and that I might have to enter a specific division. So what are the divisions, and can I enter novice?
You cannot enter novice. So we have 4 divisions. There's expert, intermediate, novice, and youth. And basically, so youth is
I'll
your 15,
enter youth then. That's cool.
not unless you're going to time travel. You have to be 15 or under as of September 29th in order to enter the youth division.
Okay, I'll work on
Although
it.
youth don't have to be in the youth division. If they want to enter intermediate or expert instead, they can. That's up to them. But you can't enter youth if you don't fit that age range. So we've set a criteria, and there's a post on the Facebook discussion page that talks about the Triple Crown for 2024 and gives the point ranges for each division. So basically, people have to go and look at their team site and look at their results to find out what division they belong in.
Cool. So the division thing, that's a great question, Jack. So everybody has kind of like they can pick their level, right? So if you're a new player, you're going to go in novice. If you've already, what if you've already won novice last year
So it's
and you're re-entering this year and you feel comfortable in the novice division, but you won last year? Can you be in novice again this year?
No, if you placed in the top 10 of your division last year, other than youth, then you have to move up to the next division this year.
Move up. All right, good.
So, congratulations.
So Lily was runner-up last year, right, Lily?
Yes.
So does she have to move up to the super expert division?
No, we don't have a super expert division. So Lily can stay where she is.
Okay, so you don't have to move up if you're already in the highest division. There is no next division.
Right.
Yes,
And
if you're
another
top
key
10.
Another key thing about the Triple Crown is your division. It's determined by the handler and their best dog. So even if you have a young dog coming in, and like for Lily, if she has a 10-month-old that's just been playing a couple months, that dog is also in the expert division. So it's based on you and your top dog. A human can only be in one division for the Triple Crown.
That makes sense.
Is there a limit to the number of dogs that I can enter?
Nope. Not unless
Okay.
the club you're playing with has a limit, but not for updog.
Okay, excellent. So, is there a limit to the number of, like, I know that our local club here in the Tampa area is going to have a Triple Crown, and Lily's group in Jacksonville, which is only like a couple hours away from me, is also going to have a Triple Crown. So, like, if I go out to my Triple Crown and maybe don't do so well, can I drive up to Jacksonville and do that Triple Crown instead?
No. So basically, yep, sorry. So you can play in multiple Triple Crown events, but only the first one counts. So whatever's the first one that you go to, that's where the scores count. Now, if you know that you were going, so say Lily was happening to come here this weekend to play at our event, but she knows she wants her points to count in Jacksonville, she would have to talk to us to say, hey, I'm playing at your event, but I don't want you to submit my scores for the Triple Crown. Is that okay? And if we say yes, then that's the only way that she can have her second event count towards the Triple Crown instead of her first event.
Okay, and when you say contact us, you don't mean Updog,
Right,
you mean the
sorry.
club. Okay.
Yes, contact the host club, not Updog. We have no say in that, so.
Dre, I think I cut you off. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I wanted to clarify. So if she does, let's say she does come to your local club and she does FEO, right? So she says, I'm not going to get my points here for Triple Crown. Does she not get the points for the games, even if she plays the games and it doesn't apply to Triple Crown? Let's say she's trying to get, her queue for a certain.
No, they still count for Updog. Like they count normal, and depending on the host club, she may still place for that club. Like she may still get a placement ribbon for the day. They just, if they agree to, won't submit her scores on the Triple Crown placement sheet so that it gets confusing for us. And if we get two sets of scores, now I'm talking we updog. If we get two sets of scores, we're only going to take the first one. It's make sure, for anyone who's playing in multiple Triple Crowns, you really need to have very clear communication with that first club if you don't want those scores to count.
Yeah, so you can get points for your game, but you don't
Yes.
want them to submit the freestyle crown scores until you're at the club that you want the scores to be submitted from.
Right.
Okay, good. That's a good clarification. Thank you.
All right. So, Kat, is there anything else like you want to tell us about, how the Triple Crown is run or what we need to do with the scores or anything before we get into the juicy competition bits with Lily?
Just that, if you're a host club and you're listening to this, make sure you've checked in at the event host Facebook page, because there's a post there about how it works and a link to the overall placement sheet, because host clubs will be submitting their scores on the regular data entry sheets plus the Triple Crown placement sheet. So there'll be 4 files submitted instead of just 3 that would be for a regular event with three games.
Okay. And as always, if anybody has a question about something, how do they get a hold of us, Kat?
They can reach out to help@updogchallenge.com and we will be happy to answer their questions.
Okay. So no, I thought maybe you give out your cell phone here at this point.
Absolutely not.
No. Okay. All right.
That's a big no.
No.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to some juicy competition talk.
All right.
With Lily here. So Lily, you were our runner-up last year, and you're always a contender at big events. How you feeling about the Triple Crown this year?
Oh, I'm excited. I love Triple Crown. It's just like a showcase of to see if on that day you can do your best or not, right?
So out of your dogs, who are you
Well,
feeling most confident about? I mean, Mamba's always a favorite.
yeah, definitely Mamba. I mean, I have a couple of upcoming young dogs that are doing really well. Rumble, my Dutch Shepherd, believe it or not, is the biggest one of my pack, but she's amazing. So I have good hopes for her for this Triple Crown.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
We have 3 games in this Triple Crown. We have Four-Way Play, Greedy, and Time Warp. Which one are you most excited about, or you think you're going to do best in? What's the game that you're most fired up about between those 3?
My favorite out of all of those, it's Time Warp for sure. It's all about how fast you can get those throws, and you got to trust that your dog will catch it and just try to get them back as fast as you can.
It's a risky game. That's one of my favorite games to watch for sure, with the excitement factor. It's like you're all in, right? It's like you're all in or you're not going to win. I don't know
Absolutely.
that you really win Time Warp unless everybody in front of you, it's like you're last and everybody in front of you messes up, then you can play a safe Time Warp. But really, you can't win that game unless you just throw it all out there.
And in Triple Crown, you don't even know what's happening around the world. You can see what's happening at your event, but you have no idea. Somebody could be killing it, 1,000 miles from you. So you gotta go out there and try to do your best.
Yeah, absolutely. You always got to try and just go big or go home with Time Warp, because there's really fast dogs out there. And so with that game, you can't play it safe. You just got to go for the big numbers.
So for you, Lily, what's a score at Triple Crown? You walk away from Time Warp with a score. What score are you going to be saying, yeah, I did it. That's a good score for me. Is it 60, 70, 80? What is it?
With Mamba, 88 or 89.
Ooh, 89, man. I haven't reached that yet. I'm at 88. I can't get that extra second. How do you get the extra second, Lily?
Okay, so it's all about trusting your dog. At least with Mamba, with every one of my dogs, I have different strategies because they're all different, right? But with dogs that are reliable catching dogs that can track well, you just have to time the throwing of the disc correctly, but make sure that you don't wait too long to throw the frisbee. If you wait until the dog already has the catch, then you already lost all those seconds.
Yeah, that's what I'm always hesitant. I want to make sure that I don't throw too fast. I'm my own worst enemy. I'm holding back, I think. 89, that's a good one, Lily. I don't know. That's a great score.
I mean, that's my personal best. And But yeah, I agree with you. I sometimes play it safe too. And by playing it safe, I mean, I might wait a second or two before I throw it because I want to make sure that she's going to get the catch. But on those times that I risked it, I got the 89. So
Yeah, and I mean, it's like we're talking about, it's a risk, but like if you don't, there's 3 games here. So there's another element of it, right? We're not just talking about time warp. You had a
that's true.
second collective against all across all 3 games. So if you go all in on time warp and you miss it, you're out of the mix, right? But if
That
you
is correct. Yes.
but if you take a tiny edge off the time warp, it's safer and you can have a solid 3. So if we take time warp off the table, so we know time warp is like our risky game, right? You're either going to throw it all in or you're going to take one little second to make sure that it's safe so that you have a good across the 3. What's your second game that you feel most comfortable that you know that you can nail it between greedy and 4-way?
So with greedy and 4-way, with 4-way is a very fast moving game when I play with my best dog, which is Mamba, because she's so fast that we have already a pattern set. So if there's a miss or a too short throw, it completely messes up your whole pattern, and then you're not going to get what you thought in your brain you were going to get. So it depends. 4-way, I can, in the day, it depends. If I throw it too short, that one fluctuates. But it's a fast-paced game, so you just have to make sure that you put the disc where it needs to be.
Sounds like you've got 2 pretty risky ones between time warp and 4-way that,
Yes.
like, if you're going to finish on top again this year, you really need to take a risk on both of those games and not really play it safe. So that's interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. With 4-way, I always try to go for to try to match my personal best or try to get the 5 quad. So every time, right? But not every time it works.
What's your personal best in 4-way play, Lily?
I think it's 52 or 53.
Wow, that's amazing.
Gotten a 5 in the sweet spot.
Thank
Wow.
you. Yeah.
I'm already feeling not good about my chances now after hearing your scores, Lily.
Well, but you got to remember, that's a personal best, right? You can't always match your personal best.
That's true. That's true. And to try to match your personal best on the day of the Triple Crown, that's a lot of pressure, right?
That's a lot of pressure. But I always tell people, from beginners to experts, it's anybody's game, anybody's day. So
So we're like kind of talking about strategies for the games and stuff. And I don't know, Lily, if you consider this a strategy or not, but like I know one of the things is I've judged you many times and I've been at a lot of events because we're both in Florida where I see you a lot. But one of the things that I love about your rounds is you're so excited. You get vocal with your dog. You're really encouraging your dog vocally and like, come on, Mamba, get back, get back, get back. And like, you get the handoff and the throw happens really fast and you've got like this high energy. Like, do you think that high energy, does that impact like any of these games too with your dogs?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very vocal, very loud, very animated with my dogs. I'm like their cheerleader while we're playing. And I try to make it all positive, all happy. And the more loud I get, the faster they get, actually. So yeah, I feel like it's a correlation between my excitement and encouragement for them to do it. And then they get even better.
More confident. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think you must be right. Cause I know just judging when I hear you, I get excited and I'm like, come on, Mamba, let's go get back. Like, you just get into it. So I can't imagine that the dogs don't also get into it through your excitement.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I get super loud and I start getting super high pitch and super excited and they feel it and I can tell because they run even faster, they get even more excited.
Does that come out in other ways in your life or is that just for disc dogging?
I think I think anything related with my dogs.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
At work, you're not chirping with your coworkers like,
come on, you gotta go faster. Let's go. Let's
you
go.
Can do it. I'll give you a chocolate. Come on.
belly rubs, butt rubs.
Oh my god, that's
You might be getting a raise if you take some of these ideas back.
There you go.
Well, we talked a little about four-way and your strategy, but I wanted to ask you about the order of the games too. So we have four-way first, and then we have greedy and time warp later in the running order. So how do you feel about the order of the games, and does that change your strategy at all playing greedy and time warp? Like time warp is at the end, right? And that's a super speed game. So does that change anything for you in regards to the order of the games?
Um, Actually, not really. Um, I mean, I might get tired, but the dogs are not really gonna get tired if I'm being honest, you know. The good thing about Tom Harp is I don't have to move much, you know, but I will say sometimes it's good that Time Warp is at the end because Time Warp is a very precision game. But and sometimes if you play the other games that are a lot about the dog moving, it takes the edge off of them.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Time Warp, they're honed in and they know what they need to do. So you don't have to worry about overexcitement and over energy in the dog.
That makes perfect sense. I'm sure if that was the first one in the morning and the grass was still wet and everybody's like the dogs are jumping out of their skin to get their first disc, time warp is going to be a little bit more shifty, right? So
Yeah,
wow,
I
that's
agree.
the time when you're running around for four-way and trying to get those discs in the zone, not too short and really moving a lot. It's going to be your dogs are full of high drive and excitement, excited about the day. You're full of nervous energy still. So that's interesting.
Yeah, and like I think we, and I say we as the Updog team, because the entire team talks about the order that we want the games to go in. But the reason why we don't want time warp first is because, you may already be done. Like, if you get a 10 or a 15, you'll just be like, all right, this stinks. So like putting time warp last is purposeful so that, you go into it knowing what you need and how you've done and like high pressure stakes. So it makes it super cool.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
one feels out of it at on the first game. Of course,
Right.
greedy. We haven't really talked about greedy. You could be out of it in greedy too if you're going for that big score and then you get Scrooged. I
Scrooged, yeah.
mean, that's gonna probably be the end of your
Heartbreaker.
chances. So there's really a lot of these three games. There's a lot of risk reward factor.
Yeah, I agree. All of the three games are exactly like you said. None of them are, oh, easy peasy, let's just, easily get it done and safely. These are all high risk, high reward games.
So, Lily, you kind of already talked a little bit about this with your different strategies and stuff, but if you want to add anything more to this, so I know that we have a lot of young players, a lot of folks that this might be their first Triple Crown that they're going into, and at Updiff, at Bike Club, they always see your name up towards the top. You're a perennial top player. Like speaking to our like kind of newbies, like what advice would you give them going into the Triple Crown with these three games?
Well, first of all, have fun. Don't stress too much. Just make sure that you're playing to your dog's strengths. Never try to do a pattern just because you see that someone else is successful with it. Doesn't mean that it'll work for every dog, right? And never change patterns the day of competition. You'll just confuse your dog. Don't do that. And just relax and just go out there and have fun.
Yeah, that's great. That the second one that you just said about not changing your patterns, that's excellent. Yeah, because I could see somebody new walking up and maybe seeing a player do well and go, "Oh, I should try that." But yeah, not that day. Try
Yeah,
that down the road. Practice it first,
yeah,
then try it.
exactly. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people do that, and sometimes it works. I've seen it work, and sometimes it doesn't because of the type of the way of the dog, how it plays. Some dogs have longer strides. And so, for example, in four-way, the Z pattern is not going to work for super long dogs, because the striding is just not smart for them. And so I would say just don't try anything new the day of the competition. You can practice that later on.
Right, right. All right, good advice. Good advice for our newer players.
Well, and speaking about confidence, I mean, I know that you have your most experienced dog, but which dog are you most confident heading into Triple Crown with? Or what are you most looking forward to? Because I mean, again, if you have your most experienced, fastest, most accomplished dogs, you're gonna most likely say that dog, right? But what's something that you're excited about also for your other dogs? for this Triple Crown? What are you most looking forward to?
Yeah, so I've been working on a lot of skills with all different dogs because they're all at different points in their training because they're all different ages. But I'm very excited about the young dogs putting everything together. For example, a simple thing is Kimchi, my little border collie. She's finally waiting for her disc, not pre-jumping so much. So I am excited about her four-way play because she's so fast, right? And for example, Rumble. Rumble is a really fast dog, but she has such large strides. And Dutch Shepherds are just powerful dogs that they need to learn how to wait, not so much jump before thinking. And so we've been working on little things like that. So I'm just excited to put it to the test and actually see it in competition.
Yeah, I think that's really important to put out. Like, we know you have a very highly accomplished dog, and it's easy to say I'm most likely looking forward to going into that for the win because we know that you could take
Of course
that dog. But there are also other things to celebrate, with your young dogs and specific goals and stuff to have with the young dogs. And you explained that perfectly. You're working on specific skills. So for your Dutch Shepherd, you're probably going to be looking for under a high drive situation when there's a lot of excitement and your nerves are going, can she have self-control and keep her stuff together? And your young border collie, with all the training that you've been doing and all the nerves, and when you get out there, can she not pre-jump the disc? So those are really good goals, I think, for your younger dogs. And then obviously world domination with
yes, exactly.
All right. So speaking of world domination, is there anybody you want to call out right now and just let them know you're coming for them?
Oh boy. I don't know about that.
You don't have to. Just wondering.
No, I don't think so. I think we'll just let scores speak for themselves.
Okay. All right.
That sounds good. I like it.
Take the high road, Lily. That's best.
Always.
So Lily, we're happy that you joined us today. Thank you for sharing things about the Triple Crown, and we're excited about the Triple Crown. I know we're going to see some amazing scores from you and your dogs there. But before we let you go, we have something at the end of all of our podcasts called the Time Warp Challenge. Do you know about the Time Warp Challenge?
No.
All right. I'll let Dre explain. Dre, you want to explain it?
All right, great. So our Time Warp Challenge, it's super fun. We have 10 questions and 60 seconds. So the goal is for you to answer all 10 questions inside the 60 seconds, but still answer them as fully as you can. So it's fast.
Okay, so speed, got it. Okay.
Don't think too much about any of them. They're just fun questions.
Okay.
All right. And then, Jack, I don't remember. Is it me starting this time or are you starting? I think it's me starting.
I think it was you starting, yeah.
Yeah, it is me starting. Okay, so I'm going to give you a ready, set, go. Are you ready with your timer, Jack?
Oh, was I supposed to time?
No,
we really have this together.
The other one. No, I got this timer.
Oh, no.
You got the other timer. Oh, you add that.
I add the other one in post.
All right, good. Okay. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. Ready? Oh, now my timer went off. I waited too long. Okay, hold on. All right. Ready, set, go. If you could make the perfect sandwich, what would be on it?
Ooh, lettuce, avocado, and ham.
Nice. All right. What reality show or game show would you like to be on?
Survivor.
Ooh. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes.
What's one item you couldn't live without?
Phone.
That's a good answer. What's your favorite up dog game? 30 seconds left.
Throw and go.
Interesting. All right. Do aliens exist?
Yes.
We could be friends. What's your favorite dog disc to throw? 16 seconds left.
Supersonic.
If you were a fruit, what fruit would you be?
Ooh.
8 seconds.
An apple?
Okay.
Have you ever made a prank call? 4 seconds.
Yes.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
T-Rex.
And
Time warp complete.
Good job. You got all
time
10.
work. Right, it's time.
Oh, I got all 10. Yay.
Yeah. All right. You got to tell us more about this prank phone call. Who did you prank call?
How many years ago was it?
This was a long time ago when we had landlines, remember?
Yes, I do.
Landlines, no cell phones. This was when I was a child, long time ago. Living in Mexico.
Oh,
I
okay.
certainly have
All right.
memories of my own last prank calls when I was a kid with landlines, like dialing a random number.
That exactly. Dial a random number and see what happened, who picked up,
This is
and
what
they couldn't
happens if
trace
we
the
don't have
call. So
phones.
that, yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Phones,
But
call
that
people.
all ended when you could do the, what was it when you,
Star
Star
69.
69.
yeah. Yeah, then
Oh yes, the callback one. Oh yeah,
yep.
Then you got in
Yeah.
trouble because they call and your parents answer the phone.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's all good memories from the 90s.
And between that
I
and
know.
caller ID.
Yeah.
yeah.
Now
yeah.
everyone who is in their 20s listening to this is like, what are they
Jeez.
talking about?
This is the part where it's the parents and the cool aunt doing a podcast. We're talking about
Exactly.
dial-up phones again.
Exactly.
Well,
All right.
on that note, we should probably turn it back to modern technology. Thank you, Lily, for being here with us today. And thanks, Kat, for joining us. And as always, Jack, for being my Updog podcast buddy. Reminder for you guys at home, if there's a topic that you want covered on our podcast, we're on it. So write it down, keep it in mind. We're going to be posting to the discussion page soon, asking for your topic ideas. So if you have any ideas for something you want us to talk about on the Updog podcast, keep it in your head. We're going to post it on the group, and we want your ideas then.
Dre, thanks for co-hosting with me today. Lily, thanks for joining us, and good luck at the Triple Crown. And everybody that's listening, good luck at your own Triple Crowns. We hope to see you on an Updog field sometime soon.
And in the meantime, everybody, be kind to each other.
And be kind to your dogs. We will see you later.
Yeah, he wants his girlfriend.